Everybody say, ah. Say, oh, oh, oh. Say, how can I express my gratitude for all the many things you've done for me? Words are not enough, to say thank you. Say, Lord, you are my everything. You're my everything. How can I express my gratitude? How can I express my gratitude for all the many things Father, you done for me, yeah. Words are not enough to say thank you. Say, Lord, you are, you're my everything. Say, I call you Jireh. Lord, my provider. I call you Nisi. You are my battle. I call you Rapha. Hey. You are my healer. Say, Lord, you are. You're my everything. I call you Jireh. Lord, my provider. I call you Nisi. You are my battle. I call you Rapha. You are my healer. Say, Lord, you are. You're my everything. Uya matinyana. Uya matinyana. Uya matinyana. Oh, uya matinyana. Yeah, so uya. Uya matinyana. Uya matinyana. Yeah. Uya matinyana. Oh. We went from the end of July and we've come into the beginning of August 2025. Ladies and gentlemen, this is BWTV, and this afternoon, the second day of August 2025, we're coming your way with another edition of The Community and the Law. This afternoon, I have a question, and I am so privileged to have somebody who's going to help me answer that. How can I request my personal data from the Home Office? What is personal data? How do you do that? And when you request for the information, what are the implications? We will be looking into this on The Community and the Law next on BWTV. Welcome on board. Hello. Yeah, you're good. Hello. There are several questions in the community when it comes to the law, especially with immigration matters. That is why I'm inviting you to join us on the program, The Community and the Law, live on BWTV and brought to you by BWF Solicitors, our trusted partners when it comes to the law. We are going to have a very massive discussion on some of the issues of immigration matters that bother you. And they have the opportunity to meet you live on the program to explain to you all the updates that have come from the Home Office and also address your questions and concerns that you might have when it comes to the law. The Community and the Law is brought to you every Saturday between 4 p.m. and 6 p.m. UK time. We're live on all social media platforms, YouTube, Facebook, and LinkedIn, at BWF Solicitors, at BWTV, and of course, we urge you to share the program and invite others to join us. Remember, it's at 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. every Saturday, live on BWTV. You have your questions. There are answers. So join us, learn, and empower yourself on the program, The Community and the Law. So pick up the phone and dial 0208 493 7345. Or you can send a text 07950 422 780. It's The Community and the Law. My name is Oreku Frimpong, and I am your host.
Based in London, we are a dynamic award-winning firm specialising in a range of legal services. Welcome to BWF Solicitors, a trusted and experienced law firm specialising in immigration and nationality, appeals and judicial review, dispute resolution, family and matrimonial, and other family law disputes with international context. These include matters such as private child arrangement orders, contested and uncontested divorce, non-molestation for domestic violence, and financial remedy. Our childcare and family team appreciate the issues facing you at such a difficult time. Our advice is delivered in a confidential and sensitive manner. Meet Bernard Owusu, our esteemed senior partner. With over 32 years of experience and known for his expertise and dedication to serving our clients and the community. BWF Solicitors stands for integrity, respect, excellence, teamwork, diversity, inclusion, and service to the community. We provide tailored assistance specific to your case. At BWF Solicitors, every day is filled with dedication, creativity, and a commitment to finding the best solutions for our clients. Our team at BWF Solicitors is ready to assist you with all your legal needs. You can find us at the 4th floor, Anna House, 214 to 218 High Road, Seven Sisters, London, N15 4NP. Our main office line is 0208 493 7340, or our emergency line is 07712 761 884.
Hello, and welcome to another edition of the Community and the Law, brought to you by BWF Solicitors, our trusted partners when it comes to the law. BWF Solicitors are there to help you understand what the laws are, what the implications are for you, especially when it comes to immigration matters. If you want to make any application, you would need to contact BWF Solicitors because they know what they do and they do it so rightly well for you. And also to contact them to have any conversations, as I always say, when it comes to the law. They are on the 4th floor of the Anna House, 214 to 218 Tottenham High Road, Seven Sisters, North London, postcode N15 4NP. You can visit them Monday to Friday between 9:30 in the morning and 6 p.m. in the evening. They are on telephone 0208 493 7340, 0208 493 7340. Or if you're in Ghana, you can visit their Ghana office, contact them via phone 055 589 5959. And in emergency situations, call 077 127 61884. This afternoon, we are doing something very wonderfully interesting. Your information with the Home Office. Can they keep it forever? Do you have every right to it, to request them to give it to you back? I would rather ask you, how did they get to them? Do you know what they have about you? Do you really know what they have about you? I'm asking. You may say yes, no, maybe so, whatever it is. We'll be looking at your information that sits with the Home Office and how you can access that or request them to send it back to you. This afternoon, we are very privileged to have the person that can wear my shoes and also has a very vast knowledge in law to help us discuss that. And we're doing that courtesy of BWF Solicitors. I am talking about a resource person and guest this afternoon, Madam Annie Akufio-Sowa, right? Okay. Good
Yes, good
afternoon.
afternoon. Thank you so much for having me today. I'm very glad to be here and to have the opportunity to educate the community. It means a lot to me. Thank
Well,
you.
so now you're not wearing that size of the shoe. You're wearing your own. That makes it quite
Yes.
comfortable. Well, once I've gotten you live on the show, I want to say thank you so very much for um, daring to do what you don't do, but do what another person does, and you did it so very well. So thank you very much, and I encourage you to do more so I can retire early. Well, Annie is a resource person and guest this afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. So if you have any question, if you have any concerns about the topic we're going to discuss or any other thing involved, you can send your text via 0739 08468, or you call us on 0208 493 7345 when the lines are active. Or you can send them to the comment sections down below. We're live at Facebook at BWF Solicitors and BWTV UK, and then on YouTube at BWF Solicitors and BWTV UK. My name is Ulriko Frimpong. Welcome to the show. Let's now get into our bits for the month of August. Now, we have people who appreciate what BWF Solicitors does, and they don't hide that. They don't keep it to themselves, and they share that with us. And I will encourage you to do that as well, because it's always good to show gratitude when you have enjoyed a very good thing, especially when it comes to service from an organization that does it so very well. If you are looking for an excellent immigrant solicitor, I think it's immigration solicitor you want to say, BWF solicitors is the best. They are very effective, and I am very happy with the service provided from the start to the end. Would definitely recommend that to anyone. L Brown is sharing that with us, and I believe L Brown, you would want to say more, but sometimes the shorter the merrier. So thank you so very much, and it puts a smile on the face of BWF solicitors workers, from the very top to the last person, that's me. We are grateful and we thank you so very much. Come again, recommend us to other people and let them join us. People can call BWF solicitors on 0208 493 7340, 0208 493 7340, or in Ghana 0555895959. You can visit BWS Solicitors on the fourth floor of the Anna House, as I keep saying, or you can go to their website www.bwfsolicitors.com, or the social media platforms as you can see on your screen. Um, I was going to skip that, but let me find out. Annie, when you see these things, when you hear these feedback and read them, what does it do to you as a young person, as a solicitor with considerable experience under your sleeves, but still learning and growing? How does it make you feel?
Yes, I mean, comments like these are just, they make our day,
Mm.
everyone's day at BWF Solicitors, because it's good to know that we are able to change people's lives here. So, as El Brown said, BWF Solicitors is very committed to doing excellent work. And so, El Brown, thank you very much for your comments.
There was a time that you were particularly mentioned for doing that. Not putting you on the spot, but what
Yeah.
motivates you to do that? What motivates you to give off your best?
I think the motivation I get a lot from Mr. Wusu. I mean, I did my training here, so I've worked with BWF almost
Okay.
for 3 years.
All right.
And Mr. Wusu, he likes to do things honestly excellently. And so I think I've learned that from him. So when I do work, when my colleagues, we do work, we just like to perform to the best of our abilities, even if that means staying after work. I mean, so many of us stay after 6. We do that because we just want to help our clients. That's it.
Well, so it's not only the old, the young ones are picking up the mantle and they're doing an excellent job for you. So trust BWF solicitors and work with them. As I say, Monday to Friday between 9:30 in the morning and 6 p.m. in the evening, they are here to help you. Walk in, enjoy the Ghanaian hospitality. Make sure you grab a bar of chocolate when you come in here. All the time I say that. So yeah, L Brown and people like yourself. And we also are open to feedback that may not necessarily be the positive ones. If there are things that you would want us to improve upon, please let us know so that we can serve you better. Now, every month, one person in the organization is recognized for their contribution to clients, to the service of the community, and to the organization. And in the month of July 2025, the employee of the month was Mr. Theophilus Forsen. I call him the Chancellor because he handles the money aspects of things here and he does his work so very well. And he's been recognized for the month of August. He's my blue friend. So I want to say, Chancellor, yes, keep the money flowing. We love money. And so when you love money, we are always your best friend. So I'll come to that corner and we share the reward. I know people are going to say, well, Mr. Usu the other day mentioned that it comes with financial reward as well. Boss, let's get to the corner and see what we can do. Anyway, congratulations and thank you so very much for being the employee of the month. What to do if you cannot meet the maintenance requirement of £29,000 as a partner? That was our nugget earlier in the week. And it says for those making their first application in the partner route on or after 11th of April 2024, the income requirement is £29,000 with no additional requirement for children applying. Suppose they cannot meet this requirement but can show that exceptional circumstances render refusal of the application a breach of Article 8 because of a child or some other reason. In that case, the decision maker must look at other credible sources like a relative willing to support you and something else like that. To prove this, it is vital to submit good documentary evidence. Gen 3.1 1B, that is Gen 3.3 of the immigration rules, is where this was picked from. Well, I keep saying, as my very nice Nigerian friend would tell me, this is grammar. But let's break it down from the lawyer's perspective. Lawyer Annie.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Frimpong. So, first of all, to provide some context, if you look at Appendix FM in particular, you look at the if you want to make an application as a spouse under the limited leave to remain route, there are a few requirements which have to be met. So, the first requirement is that both parties, husband and wife, have to be over the age of 18. They must, of course, be in a genuine and subsisting relationship, which means that the relationship must be real. Then there's also the accommodation requirement, whereby the applicant would have to show that the accommodation that they live in, there is no overcrowding. Then there's the English language requirement, where the applicant, if it's a fresh application, they would have to sit the English language test at level A1, whilst if it's a renewal, they have to sit at level A2. And then we have the financial requirement, which now is £29,000. Previously, it was 18,600. So yes, if you are submitting an application as a partner, the household income has to be £29,000. That is the main position. However, as we can see from this week's nugget, in certain circumstances, if exceptional circumstances apply, then the applicant can submit the application and it can be successful even if the household income is not £29,000. So as you can see, the applicant would have to show that exceptional circumstances would render the refusal of the application a breach of Article 8 because of a child or some other reason. So in that case, the decision maker, which would be the Home Office, the caseworker, they would have to look at other credible sources, so which are listed in paragraph 21A2 of Appendix FMSE. So the caseworker would perhaps look to see whether a third party is willing to support the couple. Let's say the applicant has an uncle, an auntie, a pastor, sister, brother, you name it, anyone who is willing to step in the gap. Then the Home Office, the caseworker, can take that into consideration. In that case, a third party will just have to provide a letter confirming that they will support the couple. They would have to provide their passport copy as well as their bank statements and pay slips or self-assessment forms if they are self-employed. That is number one. Number two, if let's say the applicant is the wife and the husband is the one who is British, for example, if he has a job offer that is lined up and he has actually letters of employment, he can rely on that potentially as well, as long as the letters of employment they state, how much he will earn. So if the caseworker is satisfied that those documents are credible, then in that case, such an application can be successful, even though the parties do not necessarily earn £29,000.
You realize in the second paragraph of our nugget, it says that in that case, the decision maker must look at other credible sources like a relative willing to support. And we have also stated that it is vital that you provide good documentary evidence. The word must there brings to mind that it's not a discretion.
Yeah.
So the the caseworker, I'm saying social worker because I'm used to that, but a caseworker should necessarily look at the other evidence because the initial application did not have enough, or the applicant did not have enough for the 29,000. So they must. It's not a discretionary thing.
They must, yes, if exceptional circumstances apply.
Okay. All right. So those of you who are not able to meet the £29,000 as a requirement, ask a friend, ask a brother. It's like that game show on TV, call a friend. So pick up the phone, call a friend, ask them to support you, and they must provide evidence. Lawyer Annie has mentioned that they could provide write a letter, cover letter to that, and I suppose they would have to provide their bank statements anyway to show they have enough resources to support you to top up what you have to make it 29,000.
Yeah.
So if they, for instance, have the willingness to give you all the 29,000, would that be accepted? So I don't have enough.
Yeah.
But then the other person says, okay, don't worry, forget about yours. I have 29,000 to spare that I can give you. Would that be accepted by the caseworker?
That could be accepted, yes. I mean, of course, it's up to the discretion of the caseworker. But if someone has £29,000 just laying there and they can prove that, then I don't see why the caseworker wouldn't consider that.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Obviously, then, my friend would have a situation. Let's look at the scenario and see what could be the most likely answer for the question that will come after the scenario. Johnny wants to bring his wife from abroad to the UK. He cannot meet the financial requirement because he has only worked for 2 months in the UK. He works at the Jollof BR. You're getting me hungry this afternoon. And just earning £17,000 per year. But Johnny's uncle, for Smart, is willing to provide financial support and has written an undertaking to that effect. What other factors must Johnny and his partner prove before the application is likely to be successful? He must send his passport and bank statement. He must add the English language certificate. He must prove that refusal would have harsh consequences on him and his partner. Think about these things because I'll be coming back to that and I'll be asking you to give me the correct answer. Whatever answer you give me, I will get support from Lani to help me tell you whether you are right or wrong. The quiz question will come later on in the program, but we're taking a short break, and when we come back, we will be going to our discussion. And what we are looking at is the question that says that how can I request my personal data from the Home Office? If you have a question, send them down to the comment section below, or you can text that to 0739920848 or call when the lines are active 0208 493 7345. We'll be right back.
Based in London, we are a dynamic award-winning firm specialising in a range of legal services. Welcome to BWF Solicitors, a trusted and experienced law firm specialising in immigration and nationality, appeals and judicial review, dispute resolution, family and matrimonial, and other family law disputes with international context. These include matters such as private child arrangement orders, contested and uncontested divorce, non-molestation for domestic violence, and financial remedy. Our childcare and family team appreciate the issues facing you at such a difficult time. Our advice is delivered in a confidential and sensitive manner. Meet Bernard Owusu, our esteemed senior partner. With over 32 years of experience and known for his expertise and dedication to serving our clients and the community. BWF Solicitors stands for integrity, respect, excellence, teamwork, diversity, inclusion, and service to the community. We provide tailored assistance specific to your case. At BWF Solicitors, every day is filled with dedication, creativity, and a commitment to finding the best solutions for our clients. Our team at BWF Solicitors is ready to assist you with all your legal needs. You can find us at the 4th floor, Anna House, 214 to 218 High Road, Seven Sisters, London, N15 4NP. Our main office line is 0208 493 7340, or our emergency line is 07712 761 884.
Welcome back and thank you for sticking around. We're still live on BWTV and the program is the community and the law. This afternoon, we're looking at how we could request our personal data from the Home Office. I asked a question earlier on, it might sound naive, but you can ask yourself, or somebody can ask you, how did that information get to the Home Office? Do you even know what they hold on there about you? And if you want to know and want to find out, how do you go about it? Can I ask them to send me every detail, including the last dot, and send them back to me? Is there any law that protects me? Is there any law that enforces that request? We'll be looking at all these. And from immigration purposes angle, we will be asking the question, can we do that? And why do we have to do that? I have mentioned that BWF Solicitors helps us with this one, and we're grateful to that. And this afternoon, we have Lawyer Annie with us to help us look at that. Good afternoon once again, and thank you for having time and making time to help us. I know the sun is out. We could have gone for a barbecue. But yes, you have decided to spend 2 hours with us. Information, personal data, requesting that from the Home Office. What are we looking at?
Thank you very much. Yes, so we're looking today at subject access requests. So yeah, everyone in the UK, or let me just say everyone, has a right of access, which means that they have the right to have access to their personal data, which is held by government bodies. We're today looking specifically at the Home Office. So most of us would know the GDPR, the General Data Protection Regulation 2018, which is EU law. But then there's also UK law, specifically Article 15 of the Data Protection Act 2018 gives people the right within the UK to have access to their personal data. In terms of some terminology, when it comes to this type of field, the Home Office is referred to as the data controller, whilst the individual is the data subject. So, a good question that you asked, Mr. Frimpong, is why would it be important? Under what circumstances would it be important to submit a subject access request? Well, the answer to that is there are quite a few reasons why it would be useful to do it in certain circumstances. So, if let's say someone entered the UK, they came here as a skilled worker, and it was an agent who did the application for them. I've realized that most of our clients who came to the UK that way, they didn't even see a copy of their application even, or if they try to contact the agent, they're not able to get hold of the agent to obtain a copy. Now, what you want to prevent is that you have previously submitted an application, you're now submitting another application, and you don't want any inconsistencies because the Home Office doesn't want that at all. It's even one reason for refusals if you look at Part 9 of the immigration rules. If, for example, there was false representation at some point, the Home Office, they can just simply refuse your application. So you have to make sure that when you are submitting an application and you are being asked questions within the application, that you do not just answer the questions for the sake of answering them. You have to make sure that the answers that you provide, you know that they are correct. Because if you just guess, you just put down anything, your application can most definitely be refused under Part 9 of the immigration rules. So a subject access request, when you submit one, it can reveal a lot. As I said, it can show you your previous immigration applications that you have submitted in the past. It will give you copies of all those type of applications. If your application has been refused in the past, refusal letters, you'll be able to see them as well. Your information regarding when you entered the country, all of that you can obtain via a subject access request. Or even if you had a marriage interview at some point, because the Home Office maybe thought that your marriage is not genuine, and so they interviewed you and your spouse, you can also request copies of the marriage interview. So it's very helpful to submit subject access requests. And in terms of your applications, immigration applications, it can also help you to provide evidence. So, for example, if you look at the 20-year long residence application, of course, you have to prove that you've been in the UK exactly 20 years. And most of our clients, I would say, during the 20 years, they don't really go to GP appointments because they're scared, or they don't open bank accounts again because they're scared. So they don't have any evidence at the end of the day. So that's where a subject access request will come in, because obviously the Home Office, they have everything on their record. So if you submit the subject access request and they respond to you, you will literally receive a bundle, like huge. I've seen huge bundles, like 300 pages. And so the applicant can rely on that in support of their 20-year long residence application or 10-year lawful residence application. So subject access requests are very helpful in that regard.
So, who can make that request? I'm asking this because you mentioned that people wouldn't even see any form that was presented on their behalf. All they knew and wanted to even know was that their visas were granted and they came in. So who can do that? Can somebody do that access request on my behalf, or I would have to do it myself?
Okay, that's a good question. So you can do the request yourself. You just go online, look for the form, fill out the form, and then you do it yourself. Or if for people who maybe are not so conversant with using the internet, they can ask a family friend to do it, or even a legal representative. So anyone can really do it. But the thing is, if someone else is doing it on your behalf, in that case, you'd have to provide a letter of authority. Because if you are like someone is supporting you and you haven't given the Home Office a letter of authority, then in that case, not much can happen. So you need to give a letter of authority. And in terms of the structure of the letter of authority, the Home Office, they want it to be done in a specific way. So there have been certain circumstances where we have given letters of authorities to the Home Office since we are doing the application for the applicant, and then they'll come back to say, no, this is not acceptable. And then they'll give you the exact wording
to put in.
Yes. So you would say, let's say I am the client. You'd say I, Anina Anyoko Akofiosowa, of, then you put my address there. Give the authority to BWF solicitors of, and then you add the company address. And at the end, I've got to hear, you have to use these specific words, otherwise it's not going to work. Honestly, it's not going to work. So you have to say, I hereby give my authority to them to deal with them as my legal representatives, and I give permission for the UKVI to check and release my records to my legal representatives, BWF solicitors, and then the client just signs it and dates it, and then does it.
Now, you talk about your legal records. I'm looking at a situation where they have my name, they have my date of birth, they would have a photograph of myself, a copy of my passport, any detail I put on the application that I sent to them, or even somebody sent on my behalf. They may have my bank statements, they may have certain other legal documents there. When I put in an access request, do I have to specifically say that I need XYZ, or I just say, provide me with my information, and they would be obliged to provide everything they hold about me?
Okay. So it depends. There are different types of requests. We have 3, and we're going to look at the guidance shortly. But you have the basic request where you just ask for your data, and then the Home Office just sends everything to you. Then you have the specific request where you can list up to 5 documents that you need in particular. So any type of document that you need, you can actually specifically request for that document, and then the Home Office will send it to you.
And can they refuse?
They can refuse it in certain circumstances if the request is perhaps unfounded. If you look at the guidance, it says that if the caseworker thinks that you are asking for your data for some type of fishy reason, in that case, they can refuse to give the bundle to you. Or even if there is a lot of information in the bundle regarding other people, they can refuse it as well. Or even if information in there is like protected, like legal privilege, in that case.
But that's information about me.
It is. I agree. But that's how it is. So they can definitely refuse.
Right. And is there a cost to it?
It's free.
It's free?
Yes, it is.
Even if it's a box full of material, they will print everything out and send it to you?
They tend to send it to us via email, so that saves a lot of costs. But normally they're free, unless your request is so excessive. Then in that case, they can charge like an administrative fee. But I've not seen that happen in practice. They're always free. That's what I've seen so far.
We'll be looking at certain situations, but I would want you to take us through what the process is and what the law even says about that and what we can ask for and not. In any case, if you have just joined us, you're live with us on BWTV, the community and the law, and this afternoon we're looking at how we can request for our personal data from the Home Office. What do they hold about us? Do they hold it for us or for their own interest and good? In any case, if you have questions, send them via text 07399 208468, or you can put that in the comment section down below. And then again, you can call in on 0208 493 7345 when the lines are active. Those of you who have just joined us, let me welcome you before we take our second break. On the platform, when you come in, as usual, you put the notification there for us to pick up. Good afternoon, Lawyer Annie Odoreku. That is Sandra Fraser. Do it. That Sandy, thank you very much, and thank you for all you do. Good afternoon, everyone. Ade Taribu brings in that one. Who else is here? Tilly Duma, hello, lovely family. Thank you with all those lovely emojis. Thank you, Tilly. Please kindly share, comment, and like the page. Thank you. That is very true. When you come in, join us, please share for others to enjoy what we are enjoying as well. Share when you join, and there Terrible is also asking us to do that. Remember, we live at BWF Solicitors YouTube, Facebook, and at BWTV YouTube and Facebook. And when you pick up the link, we put it on your network so others will join as well. We'll be right back.
Based in London, we are a dynamic award-winning firm specialising in a range of legal services. Welcome to BWF Solicitors, a trusted and experienced law firm specialising in immigration and nationality, appeals and judicial review, dispute resolution, family and matrimonial, and other family law disputes with international context. These include matters such as private child arrangement orders, contestant and uncontested divorce, non-molestation for domestic violence, and financial remedy. Our childcare and family team appreciate the issues facing you at such a difficult time. Our advice is delivered in a confidential and sensitive manner. Meet Bernard Owusu, our esteemed senior partner. With over 32 years of experience and known for his expertise and dedication to serving our clients and the community. BWF Solicitors stands for integrity, respect, excellence, teamwork, diversity, inclusion, and service to the community. We provide tailored assistance specific to your case. At BWF Solicitors, every day is filled with dedication, creativity, and a commitment to finding the best solutions for our clients. Our team at BWF Solicitors is ready to assist you with all your legal needs. You can find us at the 4th floor, Anna House, 214 to 218 High Road, Seven Sisters, London, N15 4NP. Our main office line is 0208 493 7340, or our emergency line is 07712 761 884.
Yes, we're still live on BWTV. We are having the community and the law. And our guest and resource person is Lawyer Annie Soa, who is helping us understand and also answer the question, how can I request my personal data from the Home Office? Remember, she mentioned at the very beginning that your information that is held by government institutions and organizations, you can request, but this for our purposes, we're looking at the Home Office. What have you sent to them? Do you know? I know you are laughing and smiling because you don't. I remember back in the day, also Uncle Ben kept insisting that ask people to give you the email address and what access to that email address so you can see your information and the rest of it. Lani, let me find out. Is it easy for people to ask agents to, can you give me all the information you sent to the Home Office? And they said, no, we can't give you all that. Is it easy? Can we insist on people giving us that information before I even go back to the Home Office to ask them for anything? Is it easy for people to ask these agents to do that? I'm asking because it's a rampant thing.
Mm,
People don't have what has been sent to the Home Office.
yeah. Well, it should be easy because you have the agent's contact details, their email address, their telephone number, but it just looks like it's just something our clients or people in general tend to struggle with. They
Hmm.
say that they call the agent doesn't pick their call, or the agent has changed their number. So it doesn't seem to be that easy.
All right.
Yeah,
Now let's go into the stages and some documentary stuff that you want to
yeah.
show us. But then after that, I think we will come back to some of these personal challenges that people have. What do I tell the Home Office if I can't find my agent, and all those things will come to them because I know you guys have the strategies around it. So take us through some of the things we need to know and how we can go ahead and around it to get our information.
All right. So someone might ask, how can I, submit a request? There are different ways of doing it. Number one, you can call the Home Office and literally do like a verbal request, but we don't tend to do that because we like to have everything in writing. Another option would be to simply email the Home Office to just a short email. It doesn't have to be complex at all, just requesting for your information. Or lastly, you can complete an application form, which is what we tend to do. And in terms of the timelines or the time frame, in the guidance, if you look at the guidance, it states that the Home Office has to respond to your request within a month. So let's say you submit your subject access request on the 1st of June 2025, then the Home Office is required to respond within a month,
Mm.
unless they ask you for additional documents. So if they ask you for additional documents, in that case, the 1 month will, like, there will be a pause on the time, and the
Okay.
time will continue once they have received all the documents that they have requested for. But yeah, the Home Office, they must give you or reply to you, or reply to your request without any undue delay. So as you can see on the screen, we have the guidance, which was updated on the 27th of March 2025. It goes into a lot of detail. Producer, if you just keep scrolling downwards. Yeah, so here you can see the different types of requests that
Mhm.
are available. As I said, there are 3 requests that you can ask for. Um, yes, the first one is the basic request. Most people find this option quite helpful. In the guidance, it says that they are able to provide you digital information recorded about you, the individual, since the year 2000, which is just amazing. So let's say you entered the UK in 2020, 2001, and you are submitting an application based on your 20 years. The
Mm.
Home Office, they would have basically all your information
Yeah,
for
because
the,
two
yeah,
thousand between 2000 and now is 25 years, and
exactly.
you need only 20.
That's it.
Okay.
Yeah. So within the basic request, there will be details about your immigration histories, any type of applications that you have submitted over the 20 years,
Mhm.
any decisions that have been made, any refusals. And even if you submitted applications from outside of the UK, entry clearance, when you were entering into the UK, all of that will be available to you. That's the basic request.
All right. And the next one says specific request. What's that?
So this is where, as you said earlier, this is for people who want to have particular documents. In this case, they can request for 5 single documents. As you can see, there's a list
Mhm.
on screen. It's not exhaustive, but it just gives you a rough idea.
Mhm.
So within the application form, it will ask you, do you want any particular documents, and then you would list the documents that you want in particular, whether it's a decision letter, whether it's an outcome of an appeal, whether it's a marriage interview record. You can request for that document in particular.
Okay. Then when we scroll down, yeah, it talks about detailed requests. Is it that when they send you everything?
Yes, basically, yeah, quite detailed. What the bundle will be quite detailed, a lot of pages, and yes, it says this option also allows you to request paper records, which is amazing from the Home Office. Yeah, so you can choose whether you want it to be sent to you electronically or on paper.
Right. Then, lawyer, you mentioned that there could be a marriage interview that
Yeah,
they conducted,
yeah,
which obviously will be an audio
yeah,
um, um, form. It will be in an audio form, so to speak.
yeah.
And when they are sending you request for that and they're sending that back to you, would they necessarily send you the audio format, or they will transcribe and print it out for
They are more likely to send you the transcripts.
you? Mhm.
They're more likely to do that. But they can also send you the audio via CD, but it's not as common. They normally tend to just give you the transcript and call it a day.
Because the transcript could be wrong.
Yes, quite a few pages long.
No, wrong in that situation,
Oh,
because somebody would listen and they
yeah,
will put down what they hear.
yeah,
And some of us have different accents. And
yeah,
I may
yeah,
say a word differently from
yeah,
what the computer or the person listening to. So when they bring the information, can I
yeah.
challenge that?
Yes, you can definitely challenge it.
Mm,
Yeah. So you can write to the Home Office to like, let's take your example.
mhm,
If you go through the marriage transcript and you see errors for some reason, then you can write to the Home Office. They have a specific email address, which is in the guidance. And
okay.
you can just say that, yeah, you've gone through the transcript, there are several mistakes. And then the Home Office, they're required to actually respond to you.
Okay.
Otherwise, you can take it further.
All right.
Yeah.
Um, before I even ask any further question on that, let's go through the procedure or the
Okay.
steps as to
Yeah.
how the request is done. Maybe the template that
Yeah.
you mentioned earlier on, and what we send to them and how they respond, and probably go over the timelines again.
Okay. Okay. So let's start off with the timeline lines.
Mhm,
It's a 1 month. So if you submit the application
mhm,
today for the subject access request, then the Home Office is required to respond to your request within a month, as long as they have all the documents that they require.
mhm.
If you delay on that part, then the I mean, they will have more time. But if you have complied with everything, you've done everything that you have to do, then they are required to respond within a month. Or even if your request is quite complex, in that case, they can extend it by 2 months, but they just have to keep you updated. And producer, if you go back to the guidance, then we can look at the procedure in a bit more detail. So you can scroll down, yeah. So you can apply online, as you
Mm.
can see there, or you can basically print out the form and then you can post it to the Home Office, which you can see the address there.
Okay.
Yeah,
So it says that you can send it to the Subject Access Request Unit,
yeah,
SARU, number 2 Ruskin Square, Dingwall Road, Croydon, CR02WF. So that's the address there.
yes.
Yes, you can take a screenshot of this one,
Hmm.
but if you obviously cannot do that immediately, and later on when you're doing that, maybe you can go on to the .gov website
Yes,
and type in subject access request,
yes, it will
and
come up.
this page will come up. Okay,
Yeah,
yes, let's go on with that.
yeah. So, producer, if you could kindly go to the application form. Yeah, so this is just an application form that I completed. I just made up the details, but I think it's quite helpful
Mm,
so that we can all see what it actually looks like.
okay.
So, yeah, this is an application to request your personal information held by UK Visas and Immigration, also known as UKVI. It will ask you for your personal information. I mean, if you have a legal representative, then their email address would be there. If you're doing the request yourself, you put your email. And then it asks you what type of request you would like. As I said, there are three. There's the basic request, the specific request, and then the detailed request. So in this case, I said we require detailed records, and it will ask what type of documents you require, and why you require them. So you have to answer those questions. If you have legal representatives, their details would be there. Yeah, their postal address, their reference, law society number, and their personal details. So the individual's details,
Personal
their
details,
full
okay.
name, date of birth, nationality, all of that has to be included. And what is quite interesting with this type of form is that it will ask you for your parents' details, which not many application forms tend to do. It will ask you for their full names, their dates of birth. Yeah, and most people.
Would this be asked because in your previous applications with them, they would have asked you for those details, which you would have provided. So then they can use this to compare and confirm that you are the actual person asking for the information.
Yeah, I mean, it depends what type of application was previously submitted. If it was like FLA espousal application, then it wouldn't have asked for those details. So it depends. But yeah, some applications do ask.
And that's for those.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah. So you would put your father's full name, your mother's full name. They even ask for your parents' dates of birth, which is quite detailed. So if you are not sure what your parents' dates of birth are, we tend to put the 1st of January 19,000, and the Home Office, they're still able to locate
those files.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So can we scroll down? Is that the end of the form? Too many questions.
I know. Yeah. And then it gives you a list of documents that you require as well in support of the application. So of course you need some type of ID, whether it's a passport or a driving license, a BRP, any type of photo identification will do. If someone is submitting the application on your behalf, again, the letter of authority is very, very important.
Right. So I have made this application and they have responded within the time frames. And then within about a month or two, I submit another application requesting for information. Is there a number of times that is this allowed? Do I have to do that once in a year, once in 5 years, or as many times I can request?
You can make the request as many times as you want. Honestly, there's no limit. But in the guidance, it says that if someone like submits a request too many times, then they might not be able to stick to the 1 month time limit on their behalf, because it might just be a bit too much for them. But yeah, to answer your question, you can make as many requests as you would like.
And they have to oblige.
If it's well founded,
within reasonable limits, you have
yes,
to oblige.
Yes.
Okay. Right. So let's assume this is gone through. They have responded.
Yeah.
They've provided me with what I have asked for. And I look at the information. And in my situation, it was my agent woman that presented that on my behalf. And I realized that 60, 70, or even 90% of the information are incorrect, inaccurate. Would I be in trouble? Because that's not me. What do I do?
Yeah, so in that case, the first step would be to write to the Home Office. The email address was like Saru something. You write to them just to say that you have received the disclosure bundle, but you have realized upon reviewing it that there are quite a few, mistakes in there. And hopefully they'll get back to you. However, if they do not get back to you, then you take it to the next level. So you can write to the Information Commissioner's Office, which is a regulatory agency. And you can again complain to them that the information that the Home Office holds on you is completely wrong, and then they would take it from there.
They will obviously challenge you because if somebody did the application on your behalf, they expect that you told them the correct thing and they submitted on your behalf. So if you come back to say X is not right, wouldn't they challenge you?
Yeah, I mean that one is up to the decision maker. That's a really good question, actually.
Mm.
Yeah, I mean, they would expect you to, as long as the application is gone, because at the bottom of every application, there's like a declaration
Mm-hmm.
where the applicant has to confirm that everything in the application is correct to the best of their knowledge. So now to go back and say, oh, there was this and this and this mistake, the Home Office would wonder, oh, you know,
You sent it.
yeah, you sent it.
And you signed the declaration.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I have found that there are inaccuracies and I want to get them corrected. Is there a process within the law that allows me to correct the information that they hold?
So the best way to go about it is just to email the Home Office first.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
And
right.
then, yeah, take it from there. Yeah.
I'm taking it from there. Thank you for that. But if you have any question, as I keep saying, you can text that to us on 0739208468, or you can put that in the comment section down below, either on Facebook or YouTube at BWF Solicitors, at BWF Solicitors and at BWTV UK. I have an agent that has submitted information on my behalf. I can't locate this very gentleman.
Yeah.
But I need the Home Office to help me identify one, myself, and the information they have about me. This law, subject access request, does it give me any room for me to say that I suspect that somebody has, or I know somebody has submitted information about me? I can't even get the person to help me retrieve that information. I want you to help me do that. Is it allowed? And how do I go about that? I'm assuming that anybody who wants to have to put in an access request would know that yes, I have XYZ with them, but I'm not too sure. So confirm it for me.
Yeah.
But this is the situation where I don't even know what you have. So then help me with that. Are the two the same? And if they are, or if they are not, how do I go about it and tell them that this man I suspect submitted something about me. I don't know, so please get.
Okay.
Is it the same?
So if I get your question correctly, actually, if you could repeat your question for the sake of clarity. Yeah.
What I mean is, Kwesi has submitted something on my behalf.
Yeah.
I don't know what is there. I can't locate Kwesi to retrieve that.
Yeah.
And I want to go to the Home Office to find out if Kwesi has actually submitted anything on my behalf.
Okay.
And then the other bit is, I know I submitted something 20 years ago, but I can't even remember.
Okay.
For purposes of my new application. So I'm asking them to give me what they hold about me so then I can do a successful application. Are the two the same? And if not, can I, or would I be in trouble? Let me put it that way. Would I be in trouble to say that Kwesi Menu has submitted information and I can't find Kwesi Menu, so please help me?
Okay, starting with your first question, I mean, someone else can definitely submit an application on your behalf. So if the Home Office, you tell the Home Office that someone, an agent, a third party stepped in to help you, it wouldn't be a problem as long as you gave the person authority to do that, to submit application on your behalf. Then, I mean, they cannot use that against you.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I was asking that long question and I was winding because in the Ghanaian language, they say, "Hi, Kwao." We don't talk about family matters outside. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And the agents help us. I will repeat the advice that you guys give us, that go to people who know what they are doing, who are qualified, and who have been properly licensed to do that. In this case, I wouldn't be asking this question. But I go to a car boot solicitor who met me at McDonald's, opened his car boot, got me to sign something, and the next moment, sometimes you even call them and they'll tell you, "I'm not going to give you anything. Wow. You can do whatever you like." If they haven't told you, I'm telling you. So that's why I'm asking all those questions. But now we can have the peace of mind that the Home Office will not penalize us because somebody else may have that. Okay. You said that they can refuse to provide us with information.
Yeah.
If they say that I hold information about you, but for reasons 1, 2, 3, I'm not going to give that to you, you have any rights to push for them to do that?
Yes. So let me just deal with why they might refuse the request to begin
Okay.
with, as I said. So they don't tend to do that, and I've not seen that happen in practice, but it does happen.
Mm.
So if someone, submits a request to the Home Office, and the Home Office believes that the request is just manifestly unfounded, that the person has an ulterior motive for what reason whatsoever, in that case, they can refuse to give the person the disclosure bundle, or even if the request is excessive, I mean, the person is asking for too much, in that case, they can also refuse it, or even if the disclosure bundle has a lot of information regarding other people, or as I said earlier, there's legal privilege, they can refuse
Okay.
to. Yeah.
So get me your questions on 0208 493 7345. That's me activating the phone lines. Or you can send them via text 0739920848. You can also send them to the comment sections down below on Facebook and YouTube at BWF Solicitors and at BWTV. We are discussing how you can request your personal data from the Home Office. We're doing this courtesy BWF Solicitors. BWF Solicitors, 4th floor, Anna House, 214-218, Tottenham High Road, 7 Sisters, North London. Call them Monday to Friday between 9:30 in the morning and 6 p.m. in the evening on 0208 493 7340. Now, earlier on, I gave you the nugget and I asked you to really look at what to do if you cannot meet the maintenance requirements of £29,000 as a partner. And we said that for those making their first application in the partner route on or after the 11th of April 2024, the income requirement is now 29,000 with no additional requirement for children applying. So suppose they cannot meet the requirement but can show that exceptional circumstances render refusal of the application a breach of Article 8 because of a child or some other reason. In that case, the decision maker must look at other credible sources like a relative willing to support you. To prove this, it is very vital to submit good documentary evidence. So then I asked this question about my friend Johnny, who wanted to bring his wife from abroad to the UK. He could not meet the financial requirements because he had only worked for 2 months in the UK. He worked at a Jollof bar and was earning £17,000 per annum, with a short of the £29,000 we are talking about. But Johnny's uncle, Wafa Smart, is willing to provide financial support and has written an undertaking to that effect. So the question is, what other factor must Johnny and his partner prove before the application is likely to be successful? One, he must send passport and bank statement, he must add the English language certificate, or he must prove that refusal would have harsh consequences for him and his partner. I want you to think about these things. And when we come back, we'll be taking your questions. If you have them on the phone, we'll pick that. And if you have them as text, we'll pick that one up. If you put them in the comment section down below, we'll pick those ones up. And Lawyer Annie Akofio will help us do that. It's a community and the law. We'll be right back.
Based in London, we are a dynamic award-winning firm specialising in a range of legal services. Welcome to BWF Solicitors, a trusted and experienced law firm specialising in immigration and nationality, appeals and judicial review, dispute resolution, family and matrimonial, and other family law disputes with international context. These include matters such as private child arrangement orders, contestant and uncontested divorce, non-molestation for domestic violence, and financial remedy. Our childcare and family team appreciate the issues facing you at such a difficult time. Our advice is delivered in a confidential and sensitive manner. Meet Bernard Owusu, our esteemed senior partner. with over 32 years of experience and known for his expertise and dedication to serving our clients and the community. BWF Solicitors stands for integrity, respect, excellence, teamwork, diversity, inclusion, and service to the community. We provide tailored assistance specific to your case. At BWF Solicitors, every day is filled with dedication, creativity, and a commitment to finding the best solutions for our clients. Our team at BWF Solicitors is ready to assist you with all your legal needs. You can find us at the 4th floor, Anna House, 214 to 218 High Road, Seven Sisters, London, N15 4NP. Our main office line is 0208 493 7340, or our emergency line is 07712 761 884.
Thank you very much for sticking around and welcome back. We're still live on BWTV and the program is The Community and the Law. Lawyer Annie Akofio Soa.
Yes.
There was another one you added. There's another.
Oh, that was my middle name.
Well, she's a resource person and guest, and you would agree with me that when it comes to BWF solicitors, we have sharp minds and sharp solicitors helping us with that. And we're dealing with the topic how you can request your personal data from the Home Office. We pick up some of the questions and ask a lawyer to help us with that. This one says, I submitted a subject access request and found errors in my initial skilled worker application, which was completed by an agent I can no longer contact. My leave is due for renewal soon. Can you advise on how I should proceed?
Yes. So I think we kind of dealt with this already, but in a circumstance or situation like this, where the agent is nowhere to be found and there were mistakes in your initial application, I would advise that as part of your new application, first of all, that you do not repeat those errors, because I think many people, they think that, oh, because I previously said this, let me just stick to it. It shouldn't be done at all, because that is false representation. It's a reason for refusal. So with your new application, make sure that the details that are entered are correct, and then you can attach as part of the application a cover letter to explain that there were errors in the previous application, just to explain why there would be some inconsistencies.
Okay. All right. Let's pick the next one, if you may, producer. Can someone make a subject access request, even if they are in the UK, without a lawful status?
The answer is yes. So you don't have to be British or have settled status or pre-settled status to submit a SAR. I mean, you're human, so everyone has the right to have access to their personal information. So definitely, if you're here legally, you entered as a visitor, you have overstayed, you can definitely submit a SAR request, yeah. And then even the information that is revealed in the SAR, you can rely on that for your application if you want to submit one.
But my lawyer, I know people won't do this because the fear is I'm going to expose myself and hand myself back to them because they'll be looking for me, obviously.
Yeah.
Would that be used against me?
I mean, yeah, if you submit a SAR, definitely you will draw the Home Office attention to you. So I understand that argument completely. Yeah.
But it's still lawful for them to provide.
They can still do it, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, when I pick that information, I'll bring it to BWF. I know
No
definitely
problem.
you have a way around it. For me. What if someone received too many reductions in their salary response? Um, Explain how you would challenge the Home Office for this.
Yeah, so if you look at the disclosure bundles that the Home Office tend to send to us, there are so many reductions where things are crossed out, you, like blacked out, you cannot see them. So, I mean, if you receive a response and there are so many redactions that you cannot even see what you're looking at, in that case, you can complain to the Home Office. But the first step is that when the Home Office they cross out stuff, they have to explain why that has been done. So the first step would be to read their explanation. If you're not happy with that, then you can actually write to them and complain about the redactions that they have put there.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, if you still have any questions or comments, please send them through. Lani is here to help us deal with that. As I said, we're looking at how you can request your personal data from the Home Office. How many weeks or days does it take to get a decision or response to an EU permanent settlement application as a spouse to an EU person? I think this is not a sad thing, but it's talking about timelines when
Yeah.
EU applications are put in.
So the processing time is about 6 months. I mean, the Home Office, they don't really stick to their processing times all the time. So it can take actually less than 6 months. It can take a month or two, but it can also take more than 6 months. But yeah, so it's difficult to give you an exact timeline. Yes, but it normally the processing time is 6 months. And if it has taken longer than 6 months, in that case you can write a pre-action protocol letter to complain about the delay.
I am getting this feel that the Home Office gets so many pre-action protocol letters,
Yeah.
so it may be losing its impact.
Yes, I agree. I mean, sometimes you write to them and I mean, they don't respond. You give them 14 days. You say that if they don't reply within 14 days, then you take it further. But 14 days pass, a month pass. I mean, sometimes they do not respond because they know that it's not really, you know,
But we still have to do it.
we
We
still
know the
have to
right.
do it. Yes.
Well, keep them coming through 2084937345. The lines are active, as I said, or you can send a text via 0739920848. Do you need to pay immigration surcharge when you're doing a settlement application, lawyer?
The answer is no, you don't. I mean, when it comes to applying for indefinite leave to remain, there is no IHS that has to be paid. So yeah, the fee has recently gone up. It used to be £2,885, but it went up by £144. So it's just one fee that has to be paid. It doesn't. There's no IHS to pay.
To pay. All right. Yes. We're still with your questions. Let's pick the next one here. Um, Citizen Kwejo, would I like to ask if it is advisable to submit a joint account statement for a skilled worker dependent application, even if both partners' salaries do not pass through the joint account and each of them have their own personal ones. What will be the necessary requirements for such an application, lawyer?
Yes. So this is a skilled worker dependent application, which of course means that the main applicant has the COS and everything. So in that case, to submit a successful application, you have to prove that the dependent, is still in a genuine relationship with the main applicant, that the relationship, whether if they're married, for example, that it's still genuine and subsisting. So you'd have to prove as part of the application that you live together. I mean, if you do, yeah, so if you live together, it would be helpful to provide bank statements, which of course link you to the same address. If you have a joint account, why not? It shows that your relationship is genuine, because you wouldn't really have a joint account with someone who isn't that close to you. And if you live separately, it's okay as well. I mean, a partner, the husband can live in London, the wife can live in Reading, maybe because of work. That's okay, but you'd have to prove as part of the application that your relationship is still, continuing. So you'd have to provide pictures, WhatsApp communication records, evidence that you visit each other. So, for example, train tickets, all of that would be needed in support of the application.
Yeah, so Citizen Kojo, what you need is what has been outlined by Loyani. So if you need further details, I would advise that you contact us on 0208 493 7340. Let's pick the next one. Um, I have divorced my wife. Can I travel outside and come back to the UK without any problem?
Well, the question is quite vague. I would need a bit more information. I mean, are you here in the UK as her dependent, for example? Because if you have divorced her, of course, I mean, the Home Office with time, they would find out and they would write to you telling you that you have 60 days in which to either leave the UK or submit a proper application because your leave would no longer be dependent on your wife since you have divorced her. So I would advise you not to leave the UK because it might be difficult for you to re-enter the UK if you're here as your ex-partner's dependent. Yeah.
0208 493 7340. That's the number to the BWF Solicitors Office. If you're in Ghana, 055 589 5959. Wherever you are in the world and you want to reach out to BWF Solicitors, it's the UK mobile number 077 127 61884. You can find those numbers at the bottom of your screen. But if you want to join us on the program, 0208 493 7345. Send a text 07399 208468 or leave the comments, questions in the comment section down below. Remember, when you join us, if it's your first time, please like the page, click on the notification button, and then when we put on any content, you'll definitely be notified. We're picking up your concerns, we're picking up your questions, and the next one is here. My kids have EU passports, so can I choose not to have a British passport for them? Thanks is asking.
Yeah, so the choice is completely yours. Your children do not have to be British if you don't want them to be British. I mean, as long as they're here, they have some type of status, whether it's pre-settled status or indefinite leave to remain under the EU settlement scheme. I mean, you can leave it as it is. You don't have to apply for them to be British if you don't want to. So the choice is definitely yours. Yeah.
Yeah, first, the choice is yours. Do as you would want to do. Yes, let's pick the next one. Very interesting questions coming in today. Is it necessary to apply for visa for born child as skilled worker, hoping to apply for my indefinite leave to remain next year? J. Daniel, is it necessary? That's your question. Is it necessary to apply for a visa for a child born as a skilled worker? So you are a skilled worker. Are you hoping and waiting to apply for your indefinite leave next year? My inkling is that you want to ask whether to apply for a visa for the child before that, or you may want to wait when you get your indefinite, then you apply for something for your child. Lawyer, I don't know whether we can attempt an answer.
Well, I would suggest that you put in an application for your child now because even if you are going to apply for indefinite leave to remain next year, I mean, we're only in August, so we have a few months to go. And the application, in terms of the processing time, it can take another additional 6 months. So, to avoid any problems arising, yeah, you can definitely decide to apply for a visa for your child. Yeah, definitely.
Ajay, thank you for that, and thank you for joining us on the program as well. Those of you who are on there, I want to say thank you as well for staying and participating in the program. But once you have not shared the page, like Papa Kwame say, I'll ask you to share. So please do, and let's get more people coming to enjoy the services of BWF Solicitors, which we have for free every Saturday afternoon, as we are doing now. Don't keep it to yourself. Get others to join as well. Let's see who else is here. What else we have? Stephen Jenso Kofor. Can a visit visa be extended here whilst in the UK?
All right. So it depends what type of, how long the person has been here for. So I would need a bit more detail, really. But
so, if for instance I come on a 6 month, or I come on a visit and they give me a 6 month multiple visa,
yeah,
and the visa, what I'm doing in here, would take me beyond the expiration of the visa. Can
yeah.
I extend it whilst here, or I have to go back to Ghana?
Okay, the person would have to go back to Ghana
Okay.
and then submit
A
a
new
visit
application.
visa from Ghana. Yeah.
That's a difficult one. Anyway, yes, advisedly, don't try to extend it here. It wouldn't work. So go back to Ghana or go back to your home country, so to speak, and get that renewed before you come back. Right. Thank you very much. Those of you who are putting your questions in, yes, keep them coming through. Whilst waiting for that, let me quickly look at the scenario I give you again. Maybe that will help you think through it again. Johnny, who wants to bring his wife from abroad to the UK, cannot meet the financial requirements because he's only worked for 2 months in the UK, and even that he's only earning £17,000, which is way short of the £29,000 that's required. But Johnny's uncle, Wafa Smart, is willing to provide financial support and has written an undertaking to that effect. What other factor must Johnny and his partner prove before the application is likely to be successful? Is it that he must send his passport and bank statement? Is it that he must add the English language certificate? Or he must prove that refusal would have harsh consequences for him and his partner? Let me take a quick break again and we come back to continue. It's still the community and the law.
Based in London, we are a dynamic award-winning firm specialising in a range of legal services. Welcome to BWF Solicitors, a trusted and experienced law firm specialising in immigration and nationality, appeals and judicial review, dispute resolution, family and matrimonial, and other family law disputes with international context. These include matters such as private child arrangement orders, contestant and uncontested divorce, non-molestation for domestic violence, and financial remedy. Our childcare and family team appreciate the issues facing you at such a difficult time. Our advice is delivered in a confidential and sensitive manner. Meet Bernard Owusu, our esteemed senior partner, with over 32 years of experience and known for his expertise and dedication to serving our clients and the community. BWF Solicitors stands for integrity, respect, excellence, teamwork, diversity, inclusion, and service to the community. We provide tailored assistance specific to your case. At BWF Solicitors, every day is filled with dedication, creativity, and a commitment to finding the best solutions for our clients. Our team at BWF Solicitors is ready to assist you with all your legal needs. You can find us at the 4th floor, Anna House, 214 to 218 High Road, Seven Sisters, London, N15 4NP. Our main office line is 0208 493 7340, or our emergency line is 07712 761 884.
Yes, thank you very much. And I believe that we have you still waiting for your responses. So BWF Solicitors is ready to give them to you. Kevin says, good afternoon, Ryan Lawyer. My sister came to the UK with a care visa, or came on the care visa route. But unfortunately, the company is not having a job. She's met a man with EU passport with settled status. Can they marry and do a customary one from Ghana for the man to make an application for her here in the UK? And how many years visa would she get? Well,
Yes. Thank you for your questions, sir. So yes, definitely your sister can make an application if they marry and they have a customary marriage certificate. That is no problem at all. The application would be made under Appendix FM as they're marrying now or they're going to marry shortly. So it would be after the specified deadline. So the application wouldn't go under Appendix EU. It wouldn't be an EU application. It would be a regular FLRM application. And if the application is successful, in that case, she would be granted 2.5 years. She might be put on the 10-year route or the 5-year route, depending on whether she meets all the requirements. If she meets all of the requirements, she'll be put on the 5-year route.
okay. All right, Kevin, thank you very much for your question. Now, I've seen that Papa Kwame, Namwado, Do, Teddy, Day, Angie, Nanausu, thank you for joining. Thank you for saying hello to us. Kevin, yes, you brought in your question. Happy Saturday to you, as I just mentioned. Somebody wants the studio number 0208 493 7345. 0208 493 7345. If you want to call us live on the program, yes, the lines are active now. But if you want to book an appointment and speak to some or any of the lawyers, so to speak, at BWF Solicitors, you will have to call. See the number at the bottom of your screen, 0208 493 7340 or 077 127 61884 077 127 61884. Now, Lloyd, there's this question that's concerning the topic we tweeted, how we can request the personal data.
Yeah.
There may be information on the document that they may be sending to me about a different person. Would it be where they will redact some part of it so that I don't see those people's names? Or once it's on my data, I have every right to see it. What will happen if somebody's personal data, like a date of birth, that is not directly related to me, is on the information I'm requesting for? What would they do?
Yeah, so as you rightly said, the Home Office, although it's your data, but if someone else's details appears on your data, in that case, they would just redact that those details.
Mm.
Yeah.
Then again, if I see an application that was made on my behalf,
Yeah.
supposedly, can I deny to the Home Office that I do not have anything to do with that application, so they should ignore it? Would they accept that?
I mean, it would be difficult to do that, but not impossible. I mean, if the application, so is the application in the client's name or someone else's name completely?
Well, I asked them to give me my data or
Okay.
the information they hold about me.
Yeah.
And they come in and there's an application
Yeah.
with my name on it, which I don't recognize. Can I deny it?
Yes. I mean, there will be a way to deny it.
Hmm.
Definitely. It might be a bit difficult because the application is in your name and
Okay.
the declaration has been signed and everything. But yeah, it should be possible to say that the application has nothing to do with you. You're not sure how it's in your records. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. And how long can they hold information about me for? Because in the document you showed us, they can go back from 20 or
2000.
2000,
Yeah.
2000.
Yeah.
So for 25 years, that beyond 2000, can I ask them to give me anything they hold about me? if I suspect that they do hold something?
So beyond 2000, as in before 2000.
Yeah, before 2000.
Yeah. So definitely with the, I think it said with the basic request, that's when you can apply for. That's where information is available from 2000. So it's possible that if you're looking for data, let's say 1990, that the Home Office might not hold that. It depends how they were holding information at the time. Of course, now everything is very much digitalized. However, if information was held back then on paper, then it might prove a bit more difficult to disclose that information with the person who's requesting for it. Yeah, but definitely, if you're looking for information from 2000, they will have it by all means.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Can you take us through how to make the request again, for purposes of probably people who have just joined us? How do I make these access request?
Okay, no problem. So the application can be made in three different ways.
Hmm.
You can make it verbally. You can call the Home Office to request for, your information. You can write to them via email, just a short email stating that I wish to receive my personal information that you hold on me, because everyone has that right of access, um, under Article 15 of the Data Protection Act. The third way to do it is to apply online. So there's an actual application form that you fill out online. You just fill out your details, your date of birth, your name, your parents' details, what exactly you're looking for, and then you submit the supporting documents as part of the application.
Okay. All right. Let's get to phone lines. I think we may have somebody on the line. So let's come back to the phone lines in the studio here. Hello.
Hello, good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Thank you for this opportunity. Please, my question is, I've applied for divorce in absentia. Before this process started, I spoke to my spouse, my dependent. She didn't show concern. She doesn't reply my messages. She doesn't even answer my calls anymore. So I've applied for it. But I don't know whether she has done it already because she was the main applicant. I don't know whether she has done it already because I'm
She's
also
done.
get married
She's
to
done
somebody else.
what? She has put in a
She has
divorce
put in a divorce already
already.
from back home. Yeah.
Okay.
So the question is, I'm also doing it now. So I want to find out that if I'm doing it using a different date and she has also used a different date for her, is it going to be a problem for me in my application later?
And maybe to add to your question, in line with what we have discussed this afternoon, can I ask the court to let me know whether there is any suit against me when it comes to a divorce? I'll add that to that, but I'll leave that for lawyer Annie to help us with that.
Okay.
The gentleman says that he intends to file for divorce, but wants to be sure whether the absentee partner, if I'm allowed to describe the person as that, has already put in an application.
Yes, yes. So definitely, hello, sir. You can go to the Ghana court in and request for a copy of the divorce, or you can contact them to find out if the divorce has taken place. So they would be able to assist you on that, definitely. And if the divorce has taken place, then I'm sure they would be more than happy to share it with you so that you have it, because you would need it as part of your new application, because you'd have to prove to the Home Office that all your previous relationships have broken down.
Okay. Thank you very much.
All right.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you too. Thank you for your time. Yes, the lines are still active. We still have some time on our hands before we go to get your question and your answer, so to speak, for the questions or the main question for the week and the day. 0208-493-7345. You can call in as our dear friend and gentleman that's called in. The lines are active and we get to do that. Now, we're talking about, okay, now let me get you to have some basis for answering the question. My producer is very kind to this afternoon. So those making your first application the partner route on or after the 11th of April 2024, the income requirement is 29,000 with no additional requirement for children applying. Suppose they cannot meet the requirement, but can show that exceptional circumstances render refusal of the application a breach of Article 8 because of a child or some other reason, then you would have to uh, get support. A relative who's willing to support you can provide evidence of the resources and a cover letter. And as we have said, the last line says it is vital to submit good documentary evidence. So then I asked you the question, my friend Johnny, who had a situation and wanted to find out if, apart from or for smart supporting, if they can add any other thing to make the application successful. Let me go to the phone lines. I'll be right back and then come to deal with you on this one. Hello.
Hello. Good afternoon, Riku. Good afternoon, Lawyer Annie.
Hello.
Good afternoon.
All right. So I have a question. My sister put in an application for EU domain,
Okay.
and after that application is refused.
Okay.
But before then, she got a sponsor, which she put in a skilled worker application. But upon the refusal of the EU application, she doesn't know the outcome for the skilled worker. So is it advisable for her to put in administration review, or because there's a timeline for that? That is a 14 days grace period that has been given to her as a safety net. That's my question.
So you're thinking that probably to buy time, the person would go for administrative review, so to put
That is
themselves together.
if the COS maybe has it's refused, because the first COS they did put in, the person, the Home Office came in and said it wasn't genuine. So this one hopefully is genuine from that company. We don't know yet, so the Home Office replies on that.
Okay.
So to be on the safer side, I'm thinking whether it's more advisable to put in administrative review in case, and in the case of the outcome of the skilled worker goes on as we are expecting, then fine. If it doesn't, then give us, maybe a bit of time.
Okay. Let's get Laura to help us with this.
Hello. Yes. So you should wait. I would advise to receive the decision. I mean, you shouldn't go for another application, specifically administrative review, if the decision has not been made yet, because with administrative review, you're challenging a decision. So if the decision has not been made, you cannot challenge it yet. So please wait for the decision to be made first, and then look at.
Sorry.
Yes.
Sorry, the decision on the EU has been made already. It's a refusal.
Okay. When was it made, please? When was the decision made?
Just past Monday.
Okay.
So she has been given a 14 days period to put in administrative review.
Yeah.
And what we are waiting for the skilled worker application. So we are thinking of putting it to be in a safety net, because the first one we did, it was refused because the COS seems to be a fake one.
Okay. Yes, I understand. I would still advise that you wait to receive the decision of the skilled worker application, because it might go through, it might not, but at least if you wait for the decision to come in, then you'd be able to decide what to do next. So you should definitely wait for the decision to be made first.
And can we visit the EU application if that timeline is expired and the skilled worker doesn't go through? that total?
Yeah, with the EU application, you have 14 days. So it would be difficult to go back to it because you would have to explain to the court why the admin review is late if it's
Okay.
more than 14 days.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you
I
for
hope
your
that
advice, and
helps.
thank you,
Thank
Enrico, as
you.
well.
All right, thank you, my brother, for that. Kevin has come back with another information there, and he's asking whether your current employer can fail to give you a reference when you're looking for another part-time job elsewhere. Kevin, right? Would you? Lawyer.
So would you be able to assist me? Like, what type of reference is he referring to?
Kevin, you see where you put it. Now I'll have to answer your question for you. But if you will still have a couple of minutes on that, and if you could quickly send that, lawyer, and he will help you do that. But as Kelvin is getting himself ready, please look at the quiz again, take a break, and get me your answers. I know your answers are ready, so get them through now. We have Johnny who wants to bring his wife from abroad to the UK. He cannot meet the financial requirements because he only has worked for 2 months in the UK and he only earns £17,000 per annum. But he has hope because OfferSmart is willing to provide financial support and has written an undertaking to that effect. So, what other factor must Johnny and his partner prove before the application is likely to be successful? Would he have to send his passport and bank statement? Would he have to add the English language certificate? Or would he have to prove that refusal would have harsh consequences for him and his partner? The short break, and I'll take your answers. Well, Kevin, you've got us into tatters behind the scenes. You want character reference from your current employer that you want to have a part-time job. Speak to your employer. I think they would have to exercise their discretion to do that for you. Lawyer, am I right?
Yes, definitely. Yes.
Okay, so now let's pick up your answers for the quiz. What we asked was that what other factor must Johnny and his partner prove before the application is likely to be successful? Let's see what you have. 3 of the options are on your screen. Pick one and let me know. Who has come first? Rhoda MP says number 2, he must earn the English language certificate. Okay. Who else has any answer for us? Amasewa thinks it's number 1. He must send his passport and bank statement. Okay, Ama, thank you. Who is the next one? Prosper Brief says is number 1. He must send his passport and bank statement. Okay, thank you, Prosper. Next, we have Citizen Paju, number 1. He must send his passport and bank statement. Prosper, your thing is here. Again, thank you very much. Let's take it off because we've read it. Regina J thinks 3. He must prove that refusal would have harsh consequences for him and his partner. Regina, thank you. Mami Ako also thinks it's number 3. Thank you, Mami, for your answer. Priscilla Odru, the answer is 3. You are very bold about that. He must prove that refusal would have harsh consequences for him and his partner. Thank you, Prissy. Kevin Asamoah Tuna. Okay. He must add English language certificate. Okay. Thank you, Kevin. Who else is here? Tilly says it's number one. Tilly says that he must send his passport and bank statement. Who else is here? Livingston Ava, 1 and 2. Oh, Livingston, I need only one. Make up your mind, Livingston, come back. It's 1 and 2. Okay. Well, John Opoku says it's not for you. Anyway, Johnny, he must add the English language certificate. Florence thinks it's number 2 as well. He must add the English language certificate. Okay. Well, I think this was Lawyer Annie will tell me. So let me go over to Lawyer Annie. What would be the correct answer? Livingston has come back to say it's number 1. Okay, you are in time. Thank you. Yes, Annie.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Frimpong. So the answer, okay, let me go through them. The first one says he must send his passport and bank statement, which is correct. I mean, it would support the application if her uncle provides his passport copy, of course, and then his bank statement to show that he earns enough money, because his bank statements would show that his income, is entering into his account. So yes, that would support the application. Number 2, he must add the English language certificate. Number 3, he must prove that refusal would have harsh consequences for him and his partner. So the answer is number 3, as we learned from the nuggets for this week. Having an uncle willing to offer financial assistance is not always enough, although very helpful. One must also show that a refusal would seriously affect the parties involved. So the party, or the applicant rather, has to prove that there would be unjustifiably harsh consequences if the application is refused. So yes, I mean, this comes from the case of Akiako 2017, which draws upon that. So in that case, there were 2 ladies who had entered the UK and they overstayed their leave. They eventually married British citizens. However, their applications were refused because the Supreme Court held that there were no consequences, or the parties didn't prove that there would be any harsh consequences if the applications were to be refused. So someone might ask, what would constitute unjustifiably harsh consequences? So the threshold is honestly really, really high. You cannot just say that the parties do not speak the language. Like, let's say they were required to go back to Ghana. You cannot stand on the fact that they don't speak a language that is spoken there. It has to be unjustifiably harsh consequences. So, to provide an example, if they are maybe in a homosexual relationship, stuff like that, serious stuff like that, they can rely on that. If especially they're from a country that doesn't condone that at all, where they would face prosecution or persecution, or they have even evidence of people sending them threatening messages that if they return to their country, they will treat them or deal with them, stuff like that. Or even if they are, let's say, Christians, and they would be sent to their home country, which might not be a Christian country, and they would face persecution, or they wouldn't be able to worship freely, that could constitute an unjustifiably harsh consequence. Or even lastly, if they have a child who is unwell, in that case, the couple would have to prove that the child wouldn't be able to receive the support, the medical support in the country of return. So yes, the answer is 3. As long as the parties are able to show that there would be unjustifiably harsh consequences, in that case, although they do not meet the financial requirement of £29,000, the application can still be successful.
Well, the answer is 3. 3 now, not 2 now. Thank you very much for participating. I appreciate that. And as Lawyer Annie has clearly explained, they would have to show that it would have that breach on their Article 8 rights. Need I say more? all I want to say is I'm going back to my tradition. And Loyani, sit in the seat. You ask resource persons and guests to do a summary of that. So the ball is back to you.
Yes, thank you so much. So just to provide a summary of today's topic, the topic was how can I request my personal data from the Home Office? We first of all looked at or discovered that everyone has a right of access under EU law, the GDPR 2018, or even UK law, Article 15 of the Data Protection Act 2018. So we looked at how you can request your personal information. You can do that verbally by calling the Home Office. You can send them an email, which doesn't have to be complex at all, or you can fill out a form which you can find on the gov.uk website. In the form, it will ask for details regarding, of course, your personal details, your parents' details, their full names, date of birth. If you don't know their dates of birth, is not the end of the world. But yes, at the end of the day, you would receive a disclosure bundle, normally within a month of submitting your request, as long as there are no delays on your side, as long as you provide the documents, yes, then they would have to respond to your request within a month. They can also extend the request if when they give you the documents, if your request is quite complex. We looked at the different types of requests that you can make. You can make 3, you can do a basic request, a specific request where you can ask for specific documents that you require. And lastly, you can ask for a detailed request. And all of that is very useful, especially when it comes to immigration applications. If you're not sure what your agent included in a previous application, you do not want any inconsistencies, as your application can be used for false representation under Part 9 of the immigration rules. So all of that will be helpful. Lastly, it can also aid you with your 20 years long residence application or 10 years lawful residence, because the documents that you will obtain, of course, will bear your name and they'll be dated. So you can rely on those. That is a quick summary for today. Thank you very much.
Thank you again for your time, Lawyer Annie, for even agreeing to sit in the seat when we asked you. People have benefited. I have, and I've enjoyed the show. I know you have. So, on that note, I want to say, join me to say thank you to BWF Solicitors. Thank you to Lawyer Annie. And also thank you to my production team led by Professor Day and includes Sheila Ankara and Padmo Dodu. My name is Ruo Kufrimpo. Once again, congratulations to you, Mr. Forsen, Chancellor, for being the Employee of the Month of July. August is here. I think I should win the next one. In that case, keep watching what I do, what we bring you on the community and the law, so we can help the community. I will be award as well. I'll be back again, same time next week. Good evening.
Based in London, we are a dynamic award-winning firm specialising in a range of legal services. Welcome to BWF Solicitors, a trusted and experienced law firm specialising in immigration and nationality, appeals and judicial review, dispute resolution, family and matrimonial, and other family law disputes with international context. These include matters such as private child arrangement orders, contested and uncontested divorce, non-molestation for domestic violence, and financial remedy. Our childcare and family team appreciate the issues facing you at such a difficult time. Our advice is delivered in a confidential and sensitive manner. Meet Bernard Owusu, our esteemed senior partner, with over 32 years of experience and known for his expertise and dedication to serving our clients and the community. BWF Solicitors stands for integrity, respect, excellence, teamwork, diversity, inclusion, and service to the community. We provide tailored assistance specific to your case. At BWF Solicitors, every day is filled with dedication, creativity, and a commitment to finding the best solutions for our clients. Our team at BWF Solicitors is ready to assist you with all your legal needs. You can find us at the 4th floor, Anna House, 214 to 218 High Road, Seven Sisters, London, N15 4NP. Our main office line is 0208 493 7340, or our emergency line is 07712 761 884.